What are you guys? Hope everyone's doing good and stuff like that, It's your boy the Messenjr, and I'm back with some more messages and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So yeah man, let's get into these messages. So most women nowadays, you know what I mean, wanna know and doing some self-reflecting and stuff like that, and wanna know why they're always attracting men that's emotionally unavailable and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's not always your fault, I'm trying to say. Times have changed and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And society looks as men that's too emotional and stuff like that, as weak and stuff like that, I'm trying to say. So when a man shows signs of emotions and stuff like that, and he shows sign of emotional availability and stuff like that, then he's looked at as weak and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So it's not always the woman's fault and stuff like that, but sometimes it's just the patterns. It might be the patterns that what you put out, I'm trying to say. It might be the energies that you put out, I'm trying to say. Now everything is social media and stuff like that, I'm trying to say. So it's just one of those things, you know what I mean? What are you posting? What kind of music do you share? I'm trying to say. What kind of content are you putting out? I'm trying to say, and stuff like that. I'm trying to say. So any man that's looking at your profile or whatever, sees you on social media or whatever the case may be, might feel like, I'm trying to say, he doesn't want to come off like he's too emotionally available and stuff like that, I'm trying to say. So nowadays we live in a society where everyone has their guards up and stuff like that, I'm trying to say, and don't want to show the real self and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So it's not always your fault as a woman, so it's just one of those things, I'm trying to say. So it's just how sometimes it's just how society is now, So yeah, so you just have to, it's about finding the right person. When you meet a man, or when you start talking to a man, you have to let him know that, it's okay for him to be himself and stuff like that, for him to show his real self, I'm trying to say, because most men don't like showing who they really are and how they really are in relationship to start off with and stuff like that, So it's just one of those things, So yeah man, so it's how you have to look at it. So another questions that most women ask in relationship and stuff like that, whether balancing love, comfort and personal well-being and deeply frequent struggle and stuff like that, should I stay or should I leave the relationship? I'm trying to say. So, and when it comes to that, it depends, it depends on a lot of things, do you guys share children? Do you have kids together? How long have you been together? Has the relationship been more good than bad and stuff like that, I'm trying to say. So I feel like if you invested a lot into that relationship, it might be something that you have to take time with making a decision and stuff like that, whether you should stay or leave, So it's not a thing that you should take lightly and stuff like that, So yeah, so that's real talk, you know what I mean? So I feel like it boils down to a lot of things, you know what I mean, when it comes to a relationship. If it's someone that you met and you've been talking briefly and stuff like that, you don't have no kids together, you haven't known them for a long time, and you haven't been emotionally invested too much in them and stuff like that, then it might be easier to make the decision on leaving and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So yeah, so it all depends on the situation. Like every person is different and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So yeah, I hope you guys resonate with this message and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And that's real talk. That's facts. Message.